This tome tells the tale of temptation, power, and the price paid in destruction. The region of Kalos has always been home to mystical forces and energies, with stories dating back thousands of years. As one of these ancient energies began poisoning the ground, the lands, and the skies, it began to corrupt the desires of those near enough to its energy. They became self-serving, greedy, and desired nothing more than to possess an unknown force that they could not locate. It was not before long that the residents of 4 regions surrounding Kalos began hearing a calling deep in their guts to defend their regions and search for an unknown relic. A relic with forces to grant the whims of those who possess it, or so they believed. These regions mobilized their forces in an almost gang-like fashion, bound for Kalos. Bobby Bewear, head of the Aides of Aether, a white-collar crime family from the Alola region. Henri puppets Hydreigon, a criminally insane puppeteer and his pawns of plasma. The seductively sinister Persian, proprietor of a large-scale import and export business run by the Rooks of Rocket. Finally, Hecc H, Honchkrow, an old-school gangster and no-nonsense tough guy, leader of the Grunts of Galactic. Bound for Kalos, specifically the Sillage Caves, as the forces grew closer, the energy strengthened its siren's call. It was deep within these caves that not only would the relic be uncovered, but the state of all 4 of these regions would become unbound. The ancient energy began promising the highest-ranking officials that it could supply them with all the wealth and bounty needed to accomplish their goals as they saw fit. Blinded by the possibility of glory and riches, these regions became embroiled in a conflict deep within these caves in search of this unknown treasure, simply referred to by the energy as the relic. Little was known about this relic other than that it was an item of myth once crafted by Arceus but lost somewhere amongst the regions many eras ago. The energy's strength increased as the forces drew closer to its source. Morale began to weaken, so the energy encouraged the rank and file to play games with one another, so the barracks brought in traveling carnival employees to host various popular games from their respective regions, notably Stones and Cups, Tiny or Heavy, Mini or Marbles, and Mystery Mon. Despite all these relaxation breaks, morale still grew weak until a member of the Pawns of Plasma stumbled upon an old glass bottle. The remaining factions proposed a tournament, with the strongest of fighters claiming the right to open the bottle on behalf of their leadership. Despite objection to their discovery, the Pawns of Plasma were once again victorious, if one could refer to the beginning of the catastrophic convergence they were about to unleash a victory. Opening the bottle unleashed an ancient entity known as Hoopa, an energy that Arceus had sealed away inside a magical bottle long ago. Hoopa immediately started playing childish and destructive games with the factions, mirroring those they had once played for relaxation. Hoopa destroyed their respective regions by crudely destroying and replacing their cherished historical landmarks. Kanto's Pokemon Tower was placed amongst the Castelia City skyscrapers. Dragon Spiral Tower was placed atop Spear Pillar. Snowpoint Temple was placed upon the altar of the Sun and Moon. The Hokulani Observatory was placed amongst the Kanto Safari Zone. Hoopa proposed he would only undo the damage if he could see war and chaos. Rather than be puppets to this evil energy, the teams secretly began forging weapons. A new bottle was to be crafted to confine Hoopa's ancient energy within. The teams spent many long nights using candlelight to read books on seals and incantations in Celebi's magical library. Finally, a plan was forged. Despite being exiled from Arceus' celestial palace, Manaphy returned once more, with each of the factions' blueprints for a new confinement bottle in hand. She consulted the Smeargles who had helped her forge Arceus' plate long ago, and they began to forge these 4 divine bottles. Arceus saw Manaphy's attempts to earn her redemption and undo these disturbances, and blessed each bottle with a seal strong enough to confine Hoopa within. With all 4 bottles completed, Manaphy descended the stairs of the Hall of Origin only to stumble while encountering Fiona, and dropped 3 of the bottles, shattering them to pieces. The remaining bottle, crafted by the Aides of Aether, was used to seal Hoopa away with the help of Manaphy's bravery. With the conflict averted and life returning to normal, the Aides of Aether were celebrated not only for the ability to seal away the destructive energy, but also for the use of their wartime spoils to repair damage done to the region. With the Hooper's new confinement within the Aether bottle nice and secure, the bottle was given to Arceus for safekeeping to prevent another escape attempt. Many people still tell their young ones that when you hear that little voice inside of your head encouraging you to do a bad deed, it is Hooper trying to sneak out of its bottle.